All right, so I got something to say about people who claim to be empaths. All right, let me try real hard not to get glue on my phone. It's this hardcore ass glue. It's too many people in this world talking about their empaths now. They're all so empathic. You know what I mean? And and I'm talking about the esoteric kind. I'm talking about the kind where it's like you can walk in a room, and you feel what other people feel. But all these people that claim to be empathic, they always have this advice to give, and usually I say, all right, fine. You know what I mean? Females can be females, but let me keep it real. How the hell you gonna not care about what people think, but you feel what people feel all the time? Now I'm somebody who will never. I won't lie and say that I don't care about what people think because I know for a fact I know that I'm empathic, which means that when I walk into a room, not only am I feeling like the kind of vibe of the environment, but I'm also when people look at me, I'm getting a sense of what it is that they perceive about me. And not only that, I'm also curious. I'm also curious about how people think because I'm very, very interested in psychology. And I may not necessarily go by the rules and the edicts of modern psychology and the wording per se, but I do recognize contradiction and a lack thereof. So there's a lot of people out there that are so spiritually in tune, but at the end of the fucking day, they think it should be used for is what is generally described as apathy. Excuse me, I'm working on something right now. If you couldn't tell, got it in a nice grip. Got it in the grip. Strengthening it. So, whoo, man. Automatic contradiction. When somebody tells you basically they don't care what people think, that should go unsaid. You should never say something like that. You should never say something like that because if you don't care what other people think, right, then you don't care what I think. We aren't really having a conversation. You aren't being real with me. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Either that or you're lying and it does matter. And if it does matter and we over here knowing each other, which is the whole purpose of interaction with another person, unless you're just trying to get something, then what the fuck? You're not really. It's pointless. It's pointless. And if it comes to that, if it's just, I don't care, you're nobody. Basically, it doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what you feel. Then if we had an agreement to make a transaction with each other, I should be able to say something like, well, yeah, it doesn't matter to you what I feel, so let's just do the thing. And you should be able to keep your fucking word without getting your feelings hurt. And then we can move on from there. It doesn't, if it doesn't matter, then fuck it. It doesn't matter. People are fake. People are fake. And they hate it when they get called out on it. They hate it when you reveal that about them. They hate it when you actually have good points. Spirituality has now become, just like everything else, a religion, a reason to stop thinking, to stop processing information. So here I am processing the information in the environment that I'm in. Now, on one hand, I'm not really generally affected by what people think about me. Not necessarily. But just like anyone else, let's think about this. Let's really, 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 really think about this. Every single thing in existence, right, that has to interact with other beings, with other entities, with other things, living things in their lives and their existence, has to care about what other things perceive of them. See? If a rabbit sees a tiger, it knows that that tiger perceives it as dinner. So it's going to get the hell out of there. You get what I'm saying? Now, I made a point to a person like, hey, well, if I'm supposed to not care about what people think about me, right? And walk down the street, right, and I look a certain way, right, and so they call the police because they think that I appear suspicious, that I look suspicious, and I have to experience a thing that most people don't. I don't want to say most people, but most other people who aren't, it's something that they don't necessarily have to experience unless they like dusty crackheads. You know what I mean? They look like they up to no good for real, for real. Even if they just wearing a jeans and a t-shirt, they look like they might be busted. But maybe even then they don't. If they are the norm in the environment, have something to worry about. But I am not the norm in any of your uh, societies. I guess I don't know. Struck your societal structures. I'm not the norm. So that's the top off. To go on top of that. I know this because I didn't fit in where I'm from. I'm from Detroit. I didn't fit in where I'm from. I think too much. I think too much. And I don't stop thinking. I don't stop. I don't go like, oh, well, you're not supposed to care about what people think. That's what they said. So I'm going to just not do it. Come on now. To even say that, be honest. You want people to perceive you as someone who doesn't care what other people think. You want other people to see you as strong and unfazed by how other people feel about you. But I thought you were an empath. So here's the thing about being an empath. If you are really empathic and these things they go without saying, what's the first thing you have to learn to do to really survive this shit? Do you know what that is? This is what you have to learn to do. Because first off, you got to find out your own emotions. And then there's another thing about, when people say there's nothing new under the sun, then let's say that everything's been said. And if you've been paying attention to everybody as you've lived your life, if you've been paying attention, you could be like, damn, I heard this same fucking thing, the same fucking joke over and over and over again. Why do I have to laugh about it? What's truly funny? What truly is even new? As far as that goes, what's funny to me? And then you might find yourself laughing at much more nuanced things, much more nuanced concepts. And I can't necessarily give you an example of that right now because, of course, it's unique to each person. So all the things, all the things, like a fart. Like, oh, some people go like, oh, you still laugh when people fart? It's just like, well, it's funny to me, right? You know what I'm saying? But you know, my point is that some people think, oh well, it's too old. That's an old thing, just like certain phrases people used to say back in the '90s versus those things now, which of course can be renewed because people forget about it and then it could resurface. So the first thing you have to learn after sorting out what you feel is how to control your own emotions. And let me tell you how much hate that actually gets you, how strange you become when you can straight up shut everything the fuck off. Let me show you. And this is just an example. If you can just move into an environment like this, you just turn it all off. Am I a psychopath? No. But what does it mean to be able to turn this on and off? Very genuine emotions. But it's something that can get very carried away very quick. And so sometimes you need to be like this. Let's be real. An empath is essentially a weapon. They've shown you this. If you know how people feel, you know how they will respond. And if you know how people respond and you can feel the environment around you, and this goes beyond just emotions, then you can predict an entire battlefield. You can predict the actions of an entire battlefield. You can tell when your allies are far too stupid. You can tell when you have to fill in, and you can tell when you have to leave. Because, of course, if you come into the situation where you don't care what people think, right? Well, then, why would you save anybody? You got to deal with that. How can you be a good person if you don't care what people feel and what people think and what the truth is or what the reality is? At some point, it will possibly come down to leaving them to die, right? Right? You can't reach them because you don't. If you can't reach them because they believe in what they believe, and if you stay too long, you would die for nothing. Then you have to leave, right? But don't you at least try? I do that in video games all the time. Cut out all emotion. I mean, they're there, and I can feel how they feel. I can hear it in the tones in their voice, and I can see it in their actions. Especially when I say, hey, if we take this route, something bad will happen. The enemies will close in on us, and we won't be able to move. I'm not always right. There are variables at play. There are people who can strategize at a level such as this as well. But I have so many times been correct. I have so many times warned people against things, and they just want to keep going. And then I end up by myself. Because while I'm seeing it, I still have to take a step back. And when I take a step back and let them do what they do, then they get themselves killed. And then I have to save everybody and fight my way out of hell. Or I just have to fade back because they're not paying attention to me anyway. They can't think straight. They think that I'm weak. They think that I'm afraid. But there's a difference between being afraid to do something and having a goal and knowing how to achieve it. You don't, you're all empaths. You're all empaths. And yet, you're all horrible listeners. Horrible listeners. Impossible. If you're an empath, then you should be able to comprehend what I'm saying to you and then properly translate it. You won't miss. You want to be an empath so bad, and yet you don't want to find all the nuanced ways to describe different emotions, different feelings that have so many different ways to turn. You're just so satisfied with positive and negative, but you don't even know how to use those things. And you don't notice when you are actually the negative one. So it happens. Either I explain to you in depth what it is that I'm feeling and keep having to correct your assumptions until one of us goes, fuck this. But no matter what happens, I'm the bad guy. But the truth is, I care more than you do. And you don't. And you're confused. And you think you are the real one. You think you're the real one. When in your spiritual facade, you have neglected, you have negated intelligence. You have avoided the ability to truly process information with both sides, if you will, inside and outside. So you are the antagonist, and you are offended by what I have to say, and you run away because your mind is far too weak to process what's actually being said to you. And instead of admitting this, instead of admitting that you are not complete, that and you're not complete because you're not even what you say you are. And I'm not saying that I'm claiming even a position. But what I do and what I have done is I have actually explored all of these different angles, meanings, and representations until I have found as many contradictions as I can, until I have boiled them, until I've boiled the concepts down and was able to separate the contradictions from what it actually could be. You see what I just did there? Might be, could be, it is. Oftentimes people believe that I'm speaking in absolutes, which actually I rarely do. Right? We can speak in results, right? The nuances, the little tiny things about how you feel. I might not necessarily be able to tell you exactly how a thing might play out, but I can tell you the conclusion and what that might look like. And I've been right way too many times. Way too many times. There's so many skills to learn with empathy. And it's more than what you limit it to. It's more than this weak facade that you put on. Oh, I'm overwhelmed with all the feelings. Oh, get away from me. Oh. What the fuck? What? All you have is an excuse to go. Oh, get away from me. You're negative and I'm positive. But you know everybody's going through shit and nobody's perfect. But then you still do that. And then when someone comes to you telling you this kind of experience where they're able to recognize the climate of an environment and they're describing to you what it feels like, you're like, oh, why don't you just ignore it? I thought you knew that empaths have a very hard time ignoring these things and putting them to the side. It still exists to me. The environment is what it is. Just like an animal, my whiskers are out. My senses are feeling the water, which is the air, like a shark. I can feel the electrical impulses in the people. I'm not perfect. I miss things sometimes. Sometimes I'm lost in my head. I miss things. And sometimes I'm like, I don't want to look strange. Turn this down a little bit. Other times I'm like, turn this shit all the way up. What are you turning it down for? Last time you did that, somebody snuck up on you and just tapped you on the shoulder and you look stupid. Whenever somebody does that, I go like, oh, you got me. A girl actually, I felt her go, whoosh. I was like, don't do it. She's not about to hit you. Hit me on my shoulder. And what's crazy is I felt it. felt her lift her arm up like this, and I went, like I felt it, and I wanted to step forward like this, but I didn't. And when she got me, I said, "Oh wow, you killed me! Congratulations." That's very rare thing. Very. I don't let anybody close to me. You know how fun it is? I'll talk about that in another video. You really oh, I'm an empath because I get overwhelmed with feelings, and oh, you have to separate, you have to learn. At least they told you that much, that the emotions you're feeling aren't yours. And then what? So I've been defined for you like everything else has, and you just accept it, and you don't experiment, you don't run your own scenarios, you don't run your own sequences to see what you can do with it. Well, they said it's this, and so that's what it is. I'm gonna take that from Penny. I pity the fool. What? You can't. I've been so far to the edge of certain abilities, man, that parts of my fucking brain swelled. I had pain in my fucking neck, not even from sleeping on the wrong side or leaning one way for too long or none of that shit. Just engaging, saying, if this part of the brain is, fight or flight, you know what I mean? I'm feeling this kind of thing in my spine when I'm using this level of aggression. Let me see if I can amplify it. You should be able to feel all of this shit inside you. Not even just as an empath. There's more going on than empaths and energy vampires. You're so fucking slow to the game. You're so stupid. You're fucking stupid. You think that's all there is? You don't even. That means you don't really even know what you are. You are an admixture of so many things. But none of it matters if you believe you're just this and that and the other, whatever the fuck categories, whatever lingo is popular these days. That's you, because you're such a good person. Nigga, this shit gets dark. He's supposed to be in this shit like that. Oh, love and light, love and light. What you do with the motherfuckers that disturb the love and light, huh? If you will. Matter of fact, you can't even tell when a motherfucker you mistake somebody who's been in the fucking darkness, and I'm not talking about just the streets. I'm not talking about that shit. I'm talking about shit that will make them street niggas kill themselves. I'm talking about existential shit that makes people go insane. You can't tell when you're dealing with somebody like that versus somebody who actually wants to do you harm. So honestly, I can tell you're blind and you don't have any depth. I can't even have a conversation with you. That's crazy. So I gotta handle you with kid gloves. And I hope you don't feel like I'm treating you like you stupid when this is all I can do for you. This is all I can do. And honestly, I will be absolutely dissatisfied with anything that we talk about. I will be so dissatisfied. But because I practice agape and I love you stupidly, and I can't help myself, that's just what it is. then I'm the only one who's actually truly present in our interactions. Again, I may miss a few things because now I'm thinking the human thoughts about what I should be thinking and how I should be interacting and who you really are and what I really am and all these funny fucking rules. I might take some pictures of this when I'm finished. It's crazy. Halloween is coming up again. Got me some new horns coming in. I might take that shit to the next level. But why are you talking about it? It's already emotional. I just gotta see if I can do what I gotta do without being bothered. Too small. People treat the spiritual thing, and it makes me want to do fucked up things to you. It makes me want to invade your dreams, or give you basically just to give you a spiritual experience that you won't forget, and scare you away from it, like you're really meant to be, because you ain't really doing it. And that's just sad. It's okay. Spirituality is a journey of the alone into the alone, I guess. This pin out of here. Bang, bang. I think I said what I needed to say. I really am tired of people just jumping on shit, man, and they're not really about it. It's like when people say somebody's just going through a phase and they really change, or in this case they don't, but it's not really anything of substance or value. It's really just a costume. Like the things that they wear they serve no purpose but to be an appearance. I'm over here like, yo, some shit go down, I need to be able to disappear. I'm always in black. Some shit go down at night, I need to be able to disappear. And if it's daylight, shit, I need to be able to disappear in daylight. That's just a basic animal instinct. Do you have your basics? Probably not. Probably don't care. Even about that, just what are you doing? If you care, you would definitely be in shape, like all the other animals are, except for the ones that you keep and overfeed or whatever it is you do. All these animals will be out here shredded. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. People don't get it. People don't get it. And it's just like all you want them to do is get it. Why? Because then the world will be so much more beautiful. And I'm not even talking about a utopia for those who somehow have so many arguments against utopia, but then of course don't even realize that you're just arguing for dystopia. It's so fucking stupid. Don't you get it? Moving toward perfection, knowing that you might never actually achieve it. That's the point. That's the point. That's the fucking magic, man. That's the magic. How can we make this better? Well, first off, we need to be able to process what the fuck the problem is. Right? If you can't process what the problem is, how can you come up with an actual solution? What, going out on the streets with a bunch of fucking idiots just like you, or holding up signs? So many people still think that the political game is real. You fucking think that a sticker talking about this girl has a sticker talking about some doing everything I can to piss off the far right, and it's just like, so? And what is that? Wearing a braid, dyeing your hair, having tattoos, saying that you're spiritual when you're really, it's a costume. You still need intelligence. And in fact, dude, real spiritual people know The more you get into this, if you're talking about balance, the more you get into this, the more your intelligence increases. It just happens. It just is. Especially if you're actually curious and seeking yourself. You want to be looking for yourself. How many people have experienced it? What do they say about it? What are all these? You don't even have to believe in the words that you find. You can just say, "Oh, they described it like this, and these people described it like that," and da 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 da, and it kind of culminates into this. But they might have even missed a whole different angle just because of time in this game of telephone and how things get rehashed as different cultures emerge from all these different places, and they replace these gods and replace what it means, like Ashura. You don't even realize now they're demons, but they used to be what the devas are, or what the Shura are. It's the same shit over and over. So then what is the source? What are they actually talking about? And then you find these correlatives between, for example, the Ashura and the Jinn, and then you go, oh, no wonder they draw the Jinn with blue skin now, because they're still talking about the Ashura. Zoroastrian Ahura, which they're still, well, not still, but in that concept, they're still seen as gods. And then what does that mean? Man. Or should I say, what does that imply? It's so much, there's so much to it. But it becomes so simple once you connect these dots, because the world was once connected. They tell you this in that Bible. They tell you that, which means, oh, wait a minute. They were saying, what it means that the language got confused and confounded is that they were talking about the same thing, but they just didn't know. And they fought over it. It's really that simple. The fall of the gods, the fall of the tower. See tarot, the tower. See it. You get it? The left and right, they're falling down. The crown is toppled over. Jack and Jill, that whole thing, went down the hill to to fetch a pail of water, the waters of Mimir. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. It means they failed to retrieve enlightenment. They failed to achieve enlightenment. They're talking about the balance of this and how imbalance causes imbalance. It rolls down. It spirals down. No, just playing. I'm about to do that whacking thing. I saw a video of this girl doing this dance, and somebody posted a comment talking about what it looks like when you try to put a child in a in a car seat. I couldn't stop laughing about that shit, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What she was doing might have been super cool to a lot of people. I'm sorry. It was, but after that, it was just like, I'm dead. I can't see it any other way now. I'm just like, that's not true. I watched it again and was like, oh, it's called whacking. Okay. But that adds to the joke, because it's like you just beating the crap out of somebody, you beating the crap out of the air. But I digress. Man, people are so strange because it's so easy to figure out. But it's also so easy to make people afraid of what the actual point is or what the actual message is. And so they end up just like calling everything Satan is the enemy and it's without even actually realizing the actual concept or what the story is saying was happening. Well, that looks good enough anyway. It'll work. I promise it'll work. But you know, I'm still even though I managed to maintain a very cheerful demeanor, and I joke a lot and everything. That's just probably just madness from everything that I've experienced. Because there's nothing like stepping on the edge of the goddamn universe and probably falling over. Who knows? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. It's just like, oh fuck, which is it? Am I alive still? Wait, I swear I died. No, wait, did I die again? Wait, did I die again? Wait, did I die again? Wait, did I wake up? Did I wake up? Am I still dreaming? Am I still dreaming? Yeah. Yeah, man. Solipsism is a hell of a thing, but you're not supposed to think about it. It's not actually happening, you know. But then people say, we're all one. That's the biggest form of solipsism there is. We're all one. I ate some shrooms and I was God and I was everything and I seen the. I was just like, man, you way too fucking new to the game to even have done that much of a dosage. Your ass should have been meditating and seeing what the fuck you could achieve without it. And then once you did that, you were supposed to see. And that's why Kalindi E got on there and called your ass foliage. And that shit is rude to a degree, but hey, man, he was not lying. That's how it is when you're in the fucking dream world. A lot of shit that pops up to deal to interact with you, a lot of that shit's just part of the environment. It's just part of the environment. And it takes a long time, just as it does with finding real people, man. It takes a long time to find another actual dreamer or to find another actual being who exists within that realm. I mean, for me, it didn't take a long time. It's just a matter of not accepting the status quo definition of what dreams are and taking your own experience and defining it yourself. I hate even using the word dream because it's so convoluted. It's so siphoned from. It's so dead. It's as dead as empath. You don't even realize how much more it is. How deep it goes. I haven't even found the greatest depths of it, man. Just because I was like, oh shit, I need to retire for a little bit because in a minute I'm gonna transform into something in front of everybody, and they ain't gonna like it. They ain't gonna like it. The further you go, the more of this magic you achieve, the stranger your life gets. The weirder people get. People get weird. People get weird. The world gets weird about you. I'm not talking about just. Oh, your perception of the world becomes, nah, you paying attention. You be like, oh shit. This is just like a dream. For all those people having that experience where it's like, oh, it's like you're dealing with the same group of people no matter where you go. And it seems like they know things about you and they be whispering about some shit you did in another state. You're like, but wait, these people ain't nobody. They not even tapped in. They not government, right? What's going on? Scared of government, not knowing you in a motherfucking. I hate to say it this way because I don't necessarily mean it in a digital sense, but a simulation. A lot of spiritual types, you can't even accept that this might be a spiritual prison. And maybe I'm the one who's having a problem accepting it because here I am still trying to communicate and talk with other people. And I may very well be alone in this thing. In this. I didn't say that everything is fake. I didn't say that if I get out of it, that there won't be others who are truly awake. But I've had experience that showed me some shit that you can't even tell people about. What is a dream to them who have not chased after the experience? What is a dream to them? Oh, it's just this thing that happened when you go to sleep and you wake up. And what's a lucid dream? A lucid dream is when you in a dream and you remember all of it because you was awake in a dream, but you didn't change shit. You didn't do shit. You didn't ask a question. You didn't go off on a fucking journey that wasn't a story. You didn't transform into something else. You didn't look at yourself in a fucking mirror and see something else. You didn't transform. You didn't become, you didn't shapeshift. You didn't control the wind and the environment. You didn't find the deeper fucking stories, the deeper narratives, where you're actually exploring a terrain that is so fucking wild that you will lose your fucking mind. You will lose your mind. Y'all don't even get this shit. Dog, there's so many mind bending things, and that's how you know. That's what I'm talking about. There are treasures in there that amplify what you are. And you go on journeys finding these things and you don't even realize it. And you wake up in the middle, you might wake up in the middle of a journey, in the middle of a maze, of a nonsensical maze. I've jumped through screens that led to the same room over and over and over. Variations of the same space. And the beings that were chasing me, they would change every time I jumped through a fucking screen, and I knew I was looking for something. That I was trying to acquire an item. And then I woke up. I didn't physically wake up. I was like, oh shit. I jumped through one screen. I was like, I started waking up while I was trying to squeeze into a screen. I'm talking about a TV screen. Like an old TV screen. And I started waking up and the shit started becoming more solid. Before, I was just woof, 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 boom, jumping through the shit. And just dealing with it. Dead eyes, nigga. Dead eyes. I know where to go. Boom, boom, hitting moves. They couldn't touch me. And then I came to it. And then shit got weird. And I was like, fuck, get. I pop out on the other side. I'm like, what the fuck was I even doing? Y'all don't understand that. People repeat that it's a spiritual battle. You don't even know how to fight with your spirit. You think it's your fucking brain. Motherfuckers, you don't even know shit can invade your dreams. And that you can and you should fight! So you go in, you unarmed, why? Because this world is telling you to be fucking docile. And so we be fucking alone in this war shit. For real. Kalindi knew. You will be alone in this war shit. You stepped outside your fucking cage and now they see you. Alone. And then you get put in some shit and you don't even fucking. And you're trying to reach and find somebody else that's fucking real. And ain't nobody there. But you rule for fucking saying it. But they can't even keep up with the conversation. All of this is foreign language to you. You would just say you get it. Fuck that. I want to see your motherfucking vestige. When I see you, I'll know. When you speak to me, I'll know. Not saying no fake shit to me. Fucking word salad bullshit. Y'all don't fucking get it, man. I'm over here working on shit like, well, why the fuck am I doing this shit? Because I want to manifest this. Bruh. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep doing this. But y'all have no idea, dog. This slave world was set up to distract you from the spiritual actuality You're literally running around this motherfucker doing the same shit every fucking day, stuck paying bills, doing this shit and that shit, and you don't even realize that you have become a husk. Husk. A shell and Sheol and Klipath, another fucking vessel for these things to just jump in and act shit out. I looked at my fucking face, the things I've been, the things that I am. You don't get that shit. Because you will look at it and go, oh, that's insanity. They said that means you're just crazy. Oh, you just have multiple personality disorder. And it's just like, bro, validating this entire system is schizophrenia. Because you can see what the fuck is happening right in front of you, but you're going to say, that's how it is, even though you could literally do something different. You could actually do something different. This could be different tomorrow. But you can't even get on the same page. You think that's normal? You think it's normal that you will only do something if every fucking body else is doing it? You think that's fucking normal? For you not to have your own answers for what reality is? Your own questions? That they define everything for you. And tell you what to call somebody who says no, they're lying. I know. No! Because I have actually chased this information. I've chased myself. I've gone into these other dimensions. I don't even know what the fuck this place is right now. I'm like, yo, nigga. Right? Oh, I thought you could control. I can. But if I start talking like this, y'all not gonna fucking feel this shit. You need to feel it. You need to feel it, how fucking stupid you are. You can't talk to people like that. Oh, it'll shut them down. It'll shut them down, or it'll make them want to. It'll make them hate you. It'll make them want to attack you, and all. It's just like, dog. The only reason motherfuckers want to attack me is because they're weak. That's really what it is, man. They're either weak or they are not. They're either weak or they are not even here. They're not even this body that you fucking see right in front of you. You didn't even these people, they have made religions out of the texts that were written by people like me. And that's the scariest thing about this reality. You don't even get that all of your supposed saviors, they describing shit to you. They describing what it's like to be a dreamer. Because what happens actually when you become lucid in a dream? Truly lucid. You've never experienced what it's like to be hunted down in a fucking dream. Everybody fucking hates you out of nowhere. It's not just your mindset. It's not just your mindset. That's why the fucking world you live in treats you the way that it does. Stop looking for reasons to just don't call you. You ain't a sacrifice. You are not. Dog. They gotta keep your ass asleep or you will destroy this reality. And it needs to be destroyed. It needs to be destroyed. That's the truth. It needs to be undone because many souls are enslaved. Docility won't do it. Y'all don't get that shit. You don't get it. That's what needs to be done. That's what has to happen. That's the fuck you came here for if you came here from somewhere else. It's a slavery system. Motherfucker, that drives the originator insane. People, dog, it's beings that are made to cleanse viruses. You are not the virus. It has been flipped so that the body, everything that is here is attacking itself. It's being cannibalized. That's the problem. Can you imagine what it'd be like to be somebody like this and be like, oh, you know what? They'd never get it. So, they deserve to be controlled. They deserve to be. That's what the fuck happens, man. I think they were talking about in Harry Potter. That's exactly what they talking about. They saying, hey, these people that are aware of the dream-like, the dream-like state, or the dreamness, the illusory nature of reality, and can manipulate it. And then they convince you in these movies that they haven't taken over already. And there's good guys that are like, oh, just leave them alone. Let us have our dream world. Let them have their shit. Let them have their shit. And think that that's reality. But of course, magicians are born. Dreamers are born. Real dreamers are born in that world all the time. And what does that do? When you see that and you fucking know it, you feel it. You watch these movies and you're like, damn, that's me. Send me my letter, bro. I want to get the fuck out of here, man. I want to go to the magical wizarding world. Like, where's that at? Co-opted, probably. Already gone. And all these people, all these ordinary people watching this shit, they like, oh shit. All the conspiracy theorists like, oh, it's a bad thing. Bad world. The symbolism is bad. Like, dog, they have literally taken all of these. You know it. Dr. Phil Valentine, come on, man. You know it. Don't try to fucking say these motherfuckers Hitler Youth because they got this mark on their fucking head. No, they're not. They're literally fighting a motherfucker that's working based on the ideology of Hitler. And they're fighting against him. Oh, he's a Hitler Youth. Like, dude, he has the Voldemort shit in him. That's the point. And it's not even a fucking Schunstaffel. It's a fucking snake bite, bro. It's not a lightning bolt. That's a snake bite. That's the point. And that's what the symbolism about this tells you. That's what the Hermetic symbolism tells you. That's what the Caduceus is. That's what it tells you. That's what the black serpent, white serpent symbolism is. And for those of you who had that fucked up maze dream with the snake in it or that weird shit, man, it's so crazy. It's so crazy, man. And then you stop running from it. Shit gets a little screwy, yeah. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I don't want to be passive in my story. I need to glue these things on here. First, I gotta figure out orientation. So I gotta go, and keep that in mind. This shit got it. Don't be scared. Now, when I say something like when you activate, be open to it. I'm not talking about, what I'm saying, MK Ultra. I'm talking about when you start becoming something other than this. Rock with it. Rock with it. Feel it. Rock with it. Do it. You know what I mean? Whatever it is. This shit has to go, man. We're all hostages here. This is a hostage situation. The nukes are not for the governments. to attack other governments. The nukes are to flip the table when the people figure out what is actually happening and really, really wake up. I'm talking about in a dream sense for real. I'm not even talking about wake up like, hey, this is wrong. You guys need to create a different political system for us. They don't give a fuck. The moment you stop paying, attacks, an attack on you, an attack. What is what does it mean to attack? What are attacks? Stupid. You're getting robbed, bro. We're getting robbed. But it's their shit, right? But we're getting robbed. 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 At long distance gunpoint. Robbed. Because if you don't pay it, they're going to send motherfucking guns to come get your ass, right? You think your protest's going to do something? You know what they don't want? They don't want you to put your funds toward things you actually want to see develop. Because if you fucking realize that they just bullshitting you and that they're using these funds to put on this big ass show, they're using these funds to pay stupid fucking people, stupid, sick, possibly evil people to perpetuate the same shit. Because money means so much to everybody. And so all you gotta do is make people desperate. Desperate enough that they would do anything to have it so that they can eat. They will cut down all the fruit trees and put the shit in orchards. You think we couldn't all be fed? We can have fruit trees everywhere. 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 But we need to keep the economy alive. We need to keep a cycle where if something goes wrong, then everybody will fucking starve to death and or eat each other. Wow. Wow. Do you see that? Do you get that? It's a virus. It's a virus here. It's a virus in this part of the mind.